God is almost done picking his 2016 fantasy team.
Ohio Governor John Kasich continues to hint at his interest in running for president, but says he's waiting on a sign from God before making the call. Kasich, who is eyeing a slot in the GOP primaries, opened up on NBC's Meet the Press, reasoning, "My family is a consideration, but the most important thing is what does the Lord want me to do with my life?" However, Kasich isn't just going to wait around for a sign. He's been active on the trail just in case, as one of the 5 Republican governors considering a bid for the presidential nomination, including Scott Walker, Chris Christie, and Rick Snyder.
Okay, so it seems to me that what a crazy person would do is wait for a sign from God to do something. Often murderers, isn't that what a lot of murderers do? They get a sign from a dog, which is just God spelled backwards, or something like that, to do something. But that's what this man is actually waiting to do. He's waiting for God to go, you should run.
Here's the thing.
Run for president.
But no, he's not. And that's what's almost worse. Like if you were waiting for God to give him a sign, like Sarah Palin or Ted Cruz, who I think maybe legitimately think they get signs from God, and some others, then I would be more willing. It wouldn't be quite as cynical. It would just be crazy. John Kasich is, by all accounts, not even in the totally lunatic realm of the Republican Party. But they all have to be if they're running for president. So he has to pretend, this guy, this party guy, has to pretend even, and dismisses his family. I'd be like, Dad, fuck off. No, ask me. Don't wait for some sign. And then going through, but no, I'm still going to visit Iowa, New Hampshire, just in case God hasn't made up his mind yet. I mean, but he's pandering because you cannot win unless you pander.
So is that everything that's wrong with politics right there? He has to get through a primary, which is basically just an exercise in who's the craziest, and he has to do that just so that he can then bring all those positions back. At some level, right?
This is the classic comeuppance moment in the horror film where the mad scientist that built this giant, dangerous, stupid, stomping monster is working the remote control and it's coming at him and back, and the remote doesn't work anymore and now it's coming for him.
Yeah.
Back, I tell you.
He can't control.
So
that's what they do.
Monster's coming for him. It's the thing that was supposed to make life easier for them by breeding this generation of remote controllable people now is backfiring because of all the dogma and edict with those people. They all want him to look like he's standing by it.
We got the people, interesting people who seemed interesting in that party are instantly no longer interesting when they run for president. Rand Paul was causing at least some progressives at some point to be like, if I had a gun to my head and had to vote for a Republican, I think I could maybe vote for that guy. Not now. No. Now he's increasing the defense. And the things that made him interesting, he's completely abandoned. I wouldn't vote for Rand Paul. Might be last on my list now. And then a guy like Marco Rubio, who comes out, he's young like Obama, a new senator like Obama, and then has an actual interesting idea about immigration that breaks with his party. No. I hate immigrants. I hate immigrants more than the other guys. Now he just seems dumb.
So what role? I get it. We're LA elitists here, so it seems nonsense. At least we have one LA elitist here. We're not, but he is. But that we are here, so we can watch this stuff and think it's completely bonkers. But obviously, Kasich is talking to someone. He's either talking to the people that believe that he's talking to God, or he's just talking to the people that want to hear it, as you're saying earlier. How many of those people actually exist anymore? It's hard to tell.
Enough to make a difference in Republican primaries. I mean, we've seen it. I mean, that was an audience that cheered the death penalty, that booed a gay soldier. These guys are bad Americans. They are bad for the country. They do not reflect the ideas that made this country great. Remember that everyone who's going to run, who would be honest, who would say like, no, God's not asking me to run. I'm practical. I want to reduce spending. I want to have the budget balance. That's a big thing for Kasich, constitutional amendment to balance the budget, is going to say the words John Huntsman. Like, hey, no, a guy tried that, and he was a joke, and he never got more than 2% of the vote, and now he's not even in the party.
John Huntsman, real quick, when he ran last time, and I was tweeting about all the debates and everything, the only joke I could make about him was that he seemed like he was being held hostage by crazy people, because he was actually sane and shouldn't have been.
He's like a cold water.
He was actually a decent guy, but he's not running, unfortunately. Anyway, what do you think? Do these guys just have to pander? Is our system so broken? Does God have a place in politics? Let us know in the comments right down below.